Hello farmers and welcome back to Chambergo. I am finishing up planting, well, a barley field. This was supposed to be an oat field. When I logged back in, I thought, well, I planted barley in the other field because I was oats the previous year. This was barley last year, and I thought I set the worker off on planting oats. But nope, we were planting barley apparently, so we're going to have two fields of barley. Not ideal, but it's not a big, not, we can manage. The reason why I wanted two crop types is because, of course, I can run two productions in the grain mill, barley and oats being made into flour. So we're just going to have barley only this year being made into flour. I think I'll be harvesting these fields in August, I think. So that gives the grain mill some time to make some flour and then the bakery to get through the flour, hopefully by the time middle of winter comes. And we can sell the bread. But, yep, barley in this field right here. Looks like I missed a spot right here. I gotta go get that. It's gonna annoy me. Thought I already grabbed that. You can see my tire tracks there. Let me try grabbing it again. We'll scooch on through here. Also, in between episodes, I did go in and re-download Courseplay off the GitHub. And, yeah, Courseplay still does not work on this map. I logged into New Hope. Not a problem. Chambergo, nothing. So I don't know what mod I'm using here that's not allowing Courseplay to work. But I guess in reading some threads on Courseplay for Farming Simulator 25, some people have complained about Courseplay not working on certain maps or keybinds not working for Courseplay. So maybe that's why Courseplay got taken off the mod hub. I'm not too sure, but if you're running into this situation, I mean, I just as I'm recording this episode, literally like 20 minutes ago, I went to GitHub, downloaded the latest version that was there, and still does not work. I mean, it could be just this map, could be a mod. I have a conflicting mod. I have no idea. So if you're using Courseplay, and I've been saying, oh, just download the latest version, well, for me, it's not working here in Chambergo. But anyways, yes. What I'm doing today is, of course, finishing up planting this field here. We're going to keep an eye on the field behind us, which is field number 33. That's the field I would like to purchase. I'm like 10 grand short on buying that. But in the meantime, if a contract comes up for planting that field with like wheat, barley, oats, or something of that nature, I will take that contract. Now, I know I said I don't want to do any contracts on this map, and I really don't. But if I'm going to buy that field this year, why not get paid for planting the crop that I want to harvest? Sounds good, right? I also did mention at the end of the last episode, maybe I don't want to do it because with precision farming, I'll be planting a crop where we don't have soil sampling into. But I still think I will do it. I mean, if I don't got the money to buy the field, I might as well just get paid to plant it. And hopefully, by the time harvest season comes, we'll have the cash. We will be selling some fabric today, I do believe. Because after I get done planting this field, I really don't have nothing to do except for take care of the weeds, which we'll be doing in April. And then, yeah, April/May is the time to sell fabric. And in the meantime, I also need to bring more cotton down so I can possibly get the extra pallet of fabric to spawn. I'm thinking to be shy by about 100 liters or so currently with what we have down there. And then I guess just get right on to... we may even be starting harvesting today in this episode. Sounds kind of weird, but... really don't have a whole lot to take care of. The sheep and goats are pretty much taking care of themselves with the meadow grass that we planted. They seem to be doing just fine, and all the production buildings, yeah, it's just a matter of going back and feeding it the goat's milk and, of course, the sheep's wool. So yeah, 2 fields of barley. Not what I wanted to plant here, but that's what we got. So hopefully I won't make the mistake next year. I'm also thinking next year, though, we won't be doing any canola, which I got over in that field. I will probably go ahead and plant wheat, barley, and oats. So 3 different crop types. All go to the grain mill to make flour, and then the bakery is just going to be busy making, well, bread. Because I can't really make anything else with it. I definitely can't make cake. We're so far beyond, or so far short of being able to make cake, it's ridiculous. So I don't even want to hear about it. Let's turn that off, fold that up. Let me just double check. Field number 33. So I'm looking for sowing in field number 33. That's field number 37 for wheat. Does pay 12,000, but not interested in doing a field I can't, not looking to buy at all. Can we get... Oh, no, that's the wrong map here. So, again, field number 33, we'll just say 118,000. Decent yield potential. Yeah, I'm like 10 grand short. So, I mean, I probably could come up with that money. We got enough bread I could sell, but the price of bread isn't, you know, at peak time. So, we'll just hold off until the fabric comes in. Hopefully, we'll get a good deal in that field. Maybe they'll plant a crop without me knowing that I want. I mean, there's a lot of crops in the game now, so they'll probably plant like a root crop or a vegetable, like spinach or beans, or who knows what they'll plant there. But I got a funny feeling it's going to be a crop I don't want. I know it won't be cotton because we are... Oh, actually, no. March. They can still plant cotton in March. I'm going to park this over here today. Usually I park it over in that shed, but today it's going in here. All right, drop that off. And we'll leave this right here. Let me just go ahead and fast forward some time. And we're going to zip on up to here because I do want to get the wool from the sheep on down to the spinnery before we call it a night. So I'm going to go till about almost nighttime, and I'll meet you down at the spinnery. We'll drop this off, and then we'll just sleep through the night. Well, made it all the way to 7 o'clock in the evening before I decided to come on down, just trying to get as much wool as I could. And I think it's going to be enough to spawn an extra pallet of fabric. We shall see. As for field number 33, so far they haven't planted nothing in the field, and no contract has come up to do so. I don't know what they plan on planting there, so we will probably see sooner rather than later. Another thing I got to take into consideration, yeah, maybe $10,000 short of being able to buy the property, but let's just say I had enough money to buy it currently. It would take all the money I have. I do have monthly payments to make, so it would pretty much strap me of some cash, because if we do got a pallet of fabric sitting right there. Forgot how much fabric goes for, but I want to say 5 grand is what it goes for. Go on down here to the dairy production. As for finding more collectibles, we don't own that much property, and I really haven't gone around looking to see if there's more collectibles on the property that we own, because that's the way I'm going to collect them. Yeah, so far, as for the collectibles, I don't think we're going to have any currently. This is also getting a little tricky bringing the milk in here. Can I raise it up a little bit more to get around the fence? Can that go in? It can. Alright, now I just got to get this so I can get out of this entryway here. A little snug in here, but it's doable. Alright, let me go ahead and turn the beacons off, turn the lights off. I'll lower the front loader. And we'll turn that off, and we'll just go on home, which means teleport till I get to the truck. I think Uncle Walter probably... Oh, Uncle Walter is still outside. Are you enjoying the spring air, Uncle Walter? He says he is. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and almost run into the shed. We'll come over here. Oh yeah, I should check the sale page just because. And no, that's for pruning grapes, a log cutter, mower, and a subsoiler. We don't want any of that stuff currently. We'll double check field number 33 and just show you as well. Yep, so it shows nothing growing in there. Let me just make sure. So it's been cultivated at least. Contracts. Field 19 and 37 are the only ones that are currently up for seeding. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to bed. So we got some weeds to take care of in April in both barley fields. I don't think I plowed any, but I think both of them were going to have weeds. They should be need to be done. Yeah, so now we're down to 97,000. I'll check the sale page. An animal trailer. Yeah, none of that stuff. We don't want any of that stuff. Nope, nope. Let's see. What do we got here? So, nothing currently for planting. Did you guys plant something in field 33? You did. All right. What did you plant? Son of a... green beans. They planted green beans. Here's the thing. Does that field need to be plowed? It does. So basically, I could just plow that in if I wanted to. No big deal. This is interesting. Why don't I have... Why don't I have weeds in these fields? This says needs rolling. No weeds? I didn't plow that field. And this field here is got weeds where the AI worker drilled. But it doesn't have weeds where I drilled. There is something going on in Chambergo. Not sure what. But it might need an update of some sort. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think, trying to think of mods a little bit what I might be using to cause that problem, but I am not sure. I'm looking for... Oh, this is the tractor I'm looking for. The same Virtuous 125 shifter. We're going to go ahead and hitch on up to that. And, yeah, we'll go take care of the weeds that we do have, I guess. I was expecting the whole field, but that's fine. It's all good. I'm trying to think if I sprayed for weeds in the field previously. If not, it's going to jump up our score a little bit for the first time seeing spot weed spraying in here. Yeah, it's just weird that we got weeds where the AI worker planted, but not where I planted. First growth stage, so there should be no crop destruction, and there isn't. While that is folding on out, let me just look at my environmental score in this field here. 82. Yeah, I have not sprayed. The third one is weeds, right? Yes, weeds. So I've not sprayed for weeds in this one before. And I have not sprayed for weeds in that field before either. I may try to spray it with no crop there. That used to work in FS22, but that trick does not seem to work in FS25. Alright, so, yeah, they planted, what was it, green beans in that field? And they also got tram lines, so I'm not a big fan of the tram lines, because I don't usually, I don't get crop destruction in my fields. Even though we got turned on, I always try to get into the field the first month the crop grows to get rid of the weeds, so usually not a problem. If I were to buy that field this year now, I mean, obviously I don't want green beans. Nothing I can do with it. I would just plow it in and then just put another crop in. Two things. Well, actually three things. One, don't care about the crop, so I'll plow it in. I'll probably get some fertilization out of that. I'm not sure if regular crop works like oilseed radish does. I think it does. So by plowing it in, I should get like a stage of, well, some fertilization put it back into, although the crop has not grown, so maybe I wouldn't. Two, the field does need to be plowed. And then three, there was a third, and I forgot what it was. But yeah, I need to plow it on up to get rid of the crop anyways. Because, yeah, green beans. I'm not leasing. That machine's what, like 600 grand? That would cost me like $30,000 to lease. I'm not getting $30,000 worth of green beans off that field. Not a chance. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that I'm trying to figure out why the AI worker in drilling we would get weeds. And what's the difference when I plant that we don't? Why would that be different? It's the same tractor, same implement. It was planted in the same month. Well, it's going to save me some work, I suppose. Oh yeah, I still got my baler down at the store. We bought a baler last episode. It was on the sale page. I think it was like just under 30 grand. And yeah, it's from the selectable bale capacity mod, so we can do oversized bales, if you will, on capacity. So even though it's a round baler, yeah, we're not going to get as many bales. And that's what, I don't mind picking up the bales, but I don't want to be picking up like 50 or 60. So, I think once it gets up to like 20 bales, it starts to be like, okay, that's a little bit too much work that I want to do for picking up bales. I know last year when we had the square baler and we were making the bales 81,000 liters per bale, I think we ended up with 4 bales off the 2 fields. That's the 2 barley fields that we have. Well, this will be all the weeds gone, and hopefully this got my weed control in this field up to 100%, which will get our overall score up as well, which means when we sell stuff, we'll get more of a bonus. Let's see, if I buy that field, so I'm thinking, since I didn't plant oats, that'd probably be the best crop to put in. It's only April, so I should be able to still plant oats in April. I think March and April are what normally you can plant those crops in. See, I may have missed a weed or 2 back here. Let me back up. I think I see a couple that I missed here. A quick spray to get rid of that one weed. So again, some suggestions have come in because I talked about money. Again, I don't want to be putting down greenhouses here because I think I've done that in almost every series I've done in 25. I mean, yeah, greenhouses are relatively cheap. Put it on lettuce, and yeah, you can make a good amount of money that way. I think I've done it in every series. I'm just trying to... I mean, yeah, it's a great way to make money. I just don't want to do it anymore currently right now. Done it enough here. Oh, nope, fold up. Let's see here. Yeah, we're 97 score in that field. Overall, 87. I'm going to come over here, and because this field has not been sprayed since day 1. So I'm wondering if I'm going to have the same problem. I don't think a quick spray is going to work either, but it used to work. And I want to do that first because if it does work, they'll get our environmental score up again a little bit more. A better bonus, so when I go sell the fabric, if that's what I might be doing next, we'll get more money for the fabric. All these pallets over here are lime. So yeah, we're going to have a good amount of barley this year. So activate it. And yeah, it's not going to spray a darn thing because there are no weeds. But I'm just going to go ahead and go around and do a headland. And I'll see overall. It still shows 81, but I'll see if that goes up at all. Probably not because there's not a weed here. But I'm not quite sure I know how it's working in FS25. I'm feeling like this is not doing a darn thing, but I'm not spending any money here. No herbicide is being wasted, and just putting hours on this tractor, which has only got 1 hour on it, so not a big deal. Let's turn that off, and did that really do anything to my score? Does not look like it. Yeah, still at 81, so... yeah, can't spray for weeds there, can't spray for weeds there, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and fold that up. While that's doing so, let me look at the fabric price. So $5,075. Ooh, we're almost at peak price. And yes, I got 2 pallets. I got $10,000 worth of fabric, which is... yeah, I made a loan payment overnight, so I'm now $20,000 short, so this gets me back up to where I would have been. Yeah, what's the goat cheese doing? Price is so-so. So, yeah, I don't know. So, another thing I was thinking of is, I mean, I could take out a loan to buy the field if I'm short, but I'm going to take out a loan to buy that field. Why not take out a loan to buy another field that we could, you know, get better use out of it? Maybe a bigger field. Ooh, that's got sunflowers, cotton, green beans. Is that red beet? Yeah, it's red beet. More green beans, cotton. Now I'm getting further away from the farm and to more expensive fields. Is that soybean over there? No, that's not. What is that? Uh, not sugar cane. Oh, canola. All right, so do you have canola over there? How much would that field be? 146. But yield is not the greatest. I mean, this field's going to be expensive. Yeah, I don't want to borrow that much money, and the yield potential sucks. Boy, cotton, 92. All right, that field is actually pretty darn good, 110%. That's nice. 231,000. I would have to borrow. I'd probably like to borrow 150. And I'm sure that crop is growing, right? Yes, it is. Does that need to be plowed? No, it doesn't. But again, it's sunflowers. And I don't have a header for the combine for that. What's field 24 like? Well, that's a good field, 114% yield. Problem is the price is way too expensive. I think that's a grass field, right? 39 is a grass field. Why is it showing? What color is that trying to tell me? I think it needs to be plowed. I think it's just a grass field too. It is a grass field, which is something I do want. How much is it? 137. So I have to borrow that much. But I don't have a mower and I don't have a wrapper. All right. It's something to think about. And I'm going to think about it all month long. I guess I'll bring this back to the farm because I'm done using this for today and I guess for the year. A lot of hemming and hawing going on this year. I definitely want to buy another field this year, but it's not. The dice aren't coming up the way I want it to currently. Let's get on over to where you are. We'll drop off the trailer, and we'll go over and pick up the fabric, and we'll start heading on over to the farmer's market, I think. I will speed up some time so the price peaks out. But I'm not going to get any more fabric than what we already have. We put the times up to 360. And hopefully the best price does not go as I'm doing this. Again, I think Giants put these pallets spacing just about right. Alright, how about we just put one on top of the other at this point. Alright, let me slow down time because it's been about 4 hours in game. So the sheep are starting to pay off in some ways. It's a long-term investment. Basically, though, from what I remember what I paid for this spinnery, I think it was just under 10 grand. So this fabric I'm selling today will have paid for the land and the building. So we haven't got our money back on the sheep, the goat pasture, the pen, all that yet. Over time, we shall. All right, let me just see on the stock market page how we doing on the fabric. 5108 to the farmer's market. All right, I'll meet you over there when the best price is, well, when the best price does finally pop up. Well, like always, the best price comes during the nighttime. It actually got up to 5143. Yeah, Arrow shows it's going up, but it's starting to drop because down to 142. Better price could come up somewhere else, but we're going to sell it right here. We are going to get what you see there, along with, as you can see, with our environmental score bonus, 11% more. So, should be a pretty good price here. Maybe 10,500 in total. Well, okay, it's not going to take it all at once, but You can do the math. Let's see, 10, 11, about 11,250, 11,500, somewhere around there is what we end up getting. So not too bad for 2 pallets of fabric. I'm actually going to park this just right over here. I'm just going to start parking things everywhere because now it's nighttime. Let's get over to the truck. While I'm sitting in the truck, I'll check my phone, and well, there's a header I could use to harvest the sunflower. It's a case header, but I'm sure that would fit the cloths that we have. I'm just thinking about that sunflower field. 231, or do I want to buy a grass field? Well, I think I'll sleep on it here, and we'll wake up in May, and we'll figure it out. Maybe. Let's hit the snooze button. Oh, I didn't check on the animals, but I'm sure they're fine. They got that meadow grass that's growing non-stop at this point. Let's just double check on them. Yeah, they're fine. But we will visit them, though, just to be sure. Have a look at the grass field itself. And, yeah, go ahead and visit. You can see all the tall grass that they're not using. So the short grass, that's where it's being drawn. At least that's what they're eating from. I don't know if it just draws from the meadow grass once per month. So, like, if they were to, through the day, you know, get down to 0, will it draw more grass from here? I want to say it does, but, you know, who am I to know at this point? Yeah, so nothing new here. So, yeah. What shall I do? Let me just check my other fields and make sure the weeds didn't take an extra month to pop up. Which would be very weird, but the way things are going here right now, I'm questioning things. Yeah, so no weeds at all, and we can see we killed off the weeds there. And we got no weeds in that field, because that's the one we did plow. Yeah, boy, I do want to buy another field this year, but even the grass field needs to be plowed as well. The sunflower field does not. I mean, I suppose I could... Let me just visit this field. It does have weeds growing in it, which is not that big of a deal. So, I mean, I could do that with the See and Spot weed sprayer. We don't know how the lime and the fertilizer is. I think the sunflower might be just in the first growth stage, so... Wait, I don't have a spreader. I got a fertilizer spreader, but I do not have, on this series here, because I do get mixed up with New Hope, of what I got on that. I don't think I have a sprayer for lime. Nope, don't own. Don't own. And of course I don't own. I'm just exhaling because that would be a nice one to lease. But it only holds 650 liters, so putting down lime on it would kind of suck. That just does fertilizer. Haven't used that yet. That's from the Plains and Prairie pack. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just got to go another year and stick with the 3 fields, unfortunately. Because again, I already got 1 loan. I'm sure I can take out another. So if I go to... take out a loan. Yeah, I could actually borrow another $450,000, but then that would be kind of ridiculous. Didn't really want to take out a loan in this series to begin with, but I'm glad I did at the beginning because that got us some equipment and the Vulture tractor as well. And that has paid off pretty good. Do I have anything else I could sell? I mean, goat cheese. I mean, we will eventually, but that's going to be in October. I do have some wool, but, you know, that's going to be made into fabric, of course. And, yeah, the bread. We got some bread, but not a high value amount of bread. I think for this year, I'm just going to have to kind of settle for what we have, which is, you know, it's fine. We got 3 fields. They're in very good shape. They're going to yield rather well. And really, the first 2 years I've been here, I've swapped out some of the things Uncle Walter had purchased for the farm. A.K.A. the starting equipment that you get when you start on the map. we have swapped out some of that stuff, and we have expanded just a little bit, and we've also gotten some new equipment. So taking a year and just kind of like having the farm settle, if you will, financially is probably not a bad idea. So with no contracts to do, we're just waiting for a field. I think we will sleep on through. Now, I'm not going to bother bringing down the fabric and the goat's milk for about a month or two because we're just not getting that much. And, you know, the factories will have plenty of time to process that into the goods that we are producing, which is goat cheese and fabric. I will keep my eye on the sale page, though. Well, nothing there. I mean, that we need currently. June. Should be nothing for us to harvest. Let me just double check here. So, yeah, both barley fields. The canola looks like it's going to be first. And, yeah, I'll just double check on the animals. But, yeah, they should be fine. We're getting ready to get some more sheep. We're actually getting a good amount of sheep now. And those goats, boy, I need some more goats making some more milk. I got another 9 months. It looks like 8 or 9 months before these become adults and they start producing milk. All right. On to the next month. Don't think the canola is going to be ready. That should be August unless it's different on this map. Because wheat and barley we can plant in the springtime. So maybe canola will be ready this month. Ah, it is ready this month. Okay. So we got that and the sheep and goats. Boy, they're starting to go through the grass up there. I may need to start... Well, I don't want to sell any sheep. Let's see. You guys are... So we got 20... We got 20 sheep producing wool. I think the young ones produce wool as well. Just at a lower rate. Unlike the goats, which they don't produce milk until they're adults. Which makes sense. But yeah, they're starting to go through that meadow grass quite a bit. We got a pallet of goat's milk and start of a second one. We got 2 full pallets and half of a third pallet on the wool. Alrighty. Wait, did I check the sale page? Balers. Well, I do got my own balers, so we're all set. But I don't need it today because canola, well, canola, we don't get straw from. I think I got plenty of fuel to get this harvest done, and I kind of parked rather close to that wall, didn't I? Round and round we go. There is rain in the forecast. Oh, my time scale is at ×1, so I should be able to finish it at a relatively fast pace, I would think. Let's put the header trailer over here. I think that's what I did last season for it too, honestly. Let me just see when that rain's going to get here. Somewhere, well, by 10 o'clock the rain will be here. So I'm going to leave it at time scale 1. Because, you know, who cares at this point? Let's go ahead and unfold the combine, yes. So again, this header is kind of pushing this combine to its limits, but... Oh, we're hitting that bush. And I'm hitting the bush again. And the header trailer is kind of being in my way here. That was rough. And of course, you know me, I want to go clockwise because the auger pipe is on the left-hand side. Lower that down. Fire that up. So canola just going right into the silo, and we will sell that in November. I'll double check to make sure we can't make straw, but yeah, no straw is able to be made. So we'll get the Voltra, get the trailer. We'll bring that down here as well to put the canola in, of course. Yeah, I really did want to buy a 4th field for the farm this year. It would just put a financial strain on the farm. And yeah, maybe it's better just wait another year and maybe we can, you know, get a better deal or a field that already has a crop in it that suits us a little bit better. And we should have a good winter because we got some bread in storage. We got $30,000 worth of bread in storage. And we'll have a whole lot more when I harvest that barley in... Will it be next month? I planted it at the latest month, so yeah, it'll be in August that we harvest the barley. And yeah, we'll definitely get that to the grain mill ASAP to start producing the flour and get the bakery up and running. And then, of course, we're getting more sheep, which means more wool. So by the time next spring rolls around, hopefully we'll have more than 2 pallets of fabric for next year. I am just a little bit concerned of looking at the meadow grass, how much they're going through. At least that's the way it shows on their feed trough. I'm just remembering on Penye, although that was a pretty big field, but then again, I did have 187 goats in that pasture, and I didn't have to feed them grass at all until halfway through winter. Yeah, I'm not really sure how the meadow grass works, how often it pulls the grass from there, and that they can eat from it. Not too sure how that really works. Just really had never to worry about it or think about it. So that grass field I was looking at earlier, that would be an ideal one. It's not far from the farm, although it does need to be plowed to get a better yield off it. So, I mean, I own a plow, not a big deal, we can plow it, and of course I do have a drill so I can replant the grass. And that I would probably need to do that anyways to get the tillage score up to 100%, because I would need to direct drill it. And I'm sure it needs lime and fertilizer. As for weed spraying, that would be kind of difficult because grass fields don't get weeds. But apparently, no matter what I drill myself, we may not get weeds anyways, so I don't know. I was just ready to say, I'm like, wait a minute, I've been able to go around this headland before the combine fills up. I'm almost full. This is a great yield. I think this is the first time I harvested this field with this header. Last year, I just had the 6.2 meter wide header, and this is the 10.5 meter or something like that. So yeah, we got the bigger header this year. That's why it's filling up. Well, yeah, the combine's filling up before I get around the headland all the way. I expect the yield this to be a little bit better because it's the year before I spread fertilizer with a spreader, so it's kind of uneven on the fertilizer, and this past year I did it with a direct drill, so much even on the fertilizer. Alright, let's go get the Voltra. Oh, that was the Voltra right there. And the trailer's right next to us. Make this corner? Sure can. So yeah, try to start saving up for a field next year. Maybe the grass field's not too bad. I know silage is not worth what it used to be in previous versions. But the good thing about the silage now is the price is pretty much the same all year round. So we can go ahead and just sell the silage whenever it's ready. How big, I mean, I can see on the map the size of the field, but actually how big does it look? Almost 2.9 hectares. It's a steep hill. So basically the way I'd probably work this field is get just a front mower. We already got the baler, put the baler in the back, then I have to go around. The one thing I did not know, does Farmer G's pack, does that come with a round baler wrapper? It must do. I'm like 90% sure it must do. Yeah, right there. Selectable bale, 27,000. I could get the one for the front, but I would probably just get this wrapper here because it does 121s up to 159s. That would be the ideal one to get, of course. I don't really like the one that goes on the front, the 3-point linkage. I'm not that great at it, honestly. Alright, let me get back to harvesting this canola. Yeah, the combine does struggle a little bit going up the hill with a bigger header just because putting that much demand on the combine. Again, usually the combine, you can tell how big of a header it could probably use by the auger length. So you can see the header is pretty much pushing it to the max. So trying to go uphill with it at the same time, not the best. But anyways, this field shouldn't take me as long to harvest as it did last season because of the bigger header. But always makes it go by quicker, of course, as you know, by turning on some tunes.
I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy. Cause I can feel the energy, energy. I've met my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy, the energy. I can feel it, I can feel it. 'Cause I can feel the energy, energy. Oh, I can feel it, I feel it, yeah. Oh.
Getting along rather well with the harvest. I brought up the yield in the bottom left-hand corner, and you can see compared to last year, what we're doing this year, the yield is a lot better. And that has all to do with the year before. As I said, I spread the fertilizer on the field because it's already planted. I spread the fertilizer with a spreader, which spreads the fertilizer kind of uneven, not getting down the correct amount in most areas. And then, of course, last year when I planted the canola, we did with the direct drill, so much more even and perfectly fertilized. You can see the yield is going up, and we're getting a dark green color. Although we got that one part of the field that we're headed towards where, well, the yield is kind of terrible. I'm guessing that's probably clay that's over there. Is it silty clay? I think is the worst soil you can have. So I think that could be it over there. I'm also guessing after this harvest, this entire field may need to be soil sampled. Not that big of a deal, because I do own a soil sampler on this map. I think I have it on both maps, I do believe. Another thought that came to my mind, if I'm going to have a problem to where when I drill a field I don't get weeds, what I could do to get the weed score up is after harvest, and wait a month, weeds will grow into a field. I will just go in with a See and Spot sprayer and just kill some weeds, and that should get my score up to 100. And that way, if I plant the field myself the following year and I don't get weeds, I will have sprayed for weeds with a See and Spot sprayer, so that will get the score up to 100, if that makes sense. So you can see right where I'm harvesting now for the yield, it was kind of like a light green or yellowish color. And now, as I harvest it this year, It's nice dark green. What kind of soil do I have over there that makes it that bad? Is it silty clay? In this field here? Yeah, silty clay. Wow, I didn't realize most of this field is silty clay. But then it's loam, which is about is about the best crop, best soil type you can have. Oh well. Spin around here. So yeah, you may have saw in the time lapse, we already got one trailer load of canola into the silo. When I get this all harvested and everything put into the silo, we'll have a look to see exactly how much this canola is going to be worth in November. I want to say I got $30,000 for it last year, so maybe $35,000 for it this year. I really don't remember the numbers. For some reason, $30,000 just popped in my head, so that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, not only is there rain coming in here in Chambergo, but in real life, if you happen to hear some rumbling in the microphone, apparently I got a thunderstorm approaching rather quickly because I can hear it through the headphones while playing the game. So it's approaching. So if you hear some rumbling, yeah, I'm going to be getting a thunderstorm here shortly. But I think I'm almost done for today anyways. We'll get this harvest done and probably wrap it up there because next time we'll be harvesting both barley fields as well. Very happy with the current setup that we have with the combine because like I said, last year when I was harvesting this field I had the smaller header. The bigger header was worth it. It's made this job a little bit quicker. Of course, it does struggle in the field across the way, not the one to our left, but the one on the other side where the hill is. It does kind of struggle doing that field, but, you know, you've seen the field. It's rather steep. It's to be expected, but it makes the harvest in these two fields that much quicker, so I'm happy with that. I mean, yeah, eventually on down the road, we'll have a better combine and probably a bigger header at some point. But that's when we get to like 5 or 6 fields. I think for the 3 fields we got, this will do just fine for us. Actually, let me turn off the header. In real life, you wouldn't want to be turning on and off the header. Lifting it, fine, but turning it on and off, probably not great for it. And we'll leave the combine. Well, I shouldn't leave it right in the field, but we'll leave it over here. Oh, I didn't realize that was full. Got so focused on just finishing up the harvest, you weren't paying attention to how much was in the combine itself. But yeah, I'm going to leave the header on the combine because the barley field, that'll be next month, of course, so I'll just leave it right on here. We'll leave the header trailer right where it is. Don't plan on planting this field. Probably, like I said, wheat, oats, and barley, and we'll plant it all next spring, so no fall planting. You know what, maybe I'll plant one of them in the fall. That way I'm not doing it all together in the springtime. We'll separate all the planting, you know, instead of it being all together in one episode or something. Is this the Avion? I always forget. Evian. They all end in ion, basically. Seems like that's about all I really, you know, I know some of the models on Kloss, but not all of them. Alright, so we got a little crop damage here, but it's bound to happen. Alright, spin around, and now we are done with the canola harvest. What is at the corner of that field for soil? Because it doesn't like... Oh, we do got different soil up there. Sandy loam. Okay. And let's get this into the trailer. Get that into the silo before the rain gets here. I wonder if Giants will ever get to the point of introducing moisture to being part of the game. So, you know, making sure we got moisture in the field for your crops to grow. Also, when it comes time to selling your crops, having a moisture rating on the crops. Let's go ahead and just park this. right over here. I think I'll be out of the way, but you know me, I'll park it here, think it's out of the way, and in about 5 minutes I'll complain like, why did I park it there? Let's turn the mini-map off, don't need that anymore. But it's kind of interesting to see. I thought about, yeah, I should be getting better yield, and it's something I don't usually have up on the screen. I was like, wait a minute, I can do that with precision farming. We'll bring up the map and see how the color compares to the previous year, and yes, yield is better. How much better? I don't know, because, I mean, if anyone remembers what it was last time, you can probably go back, look at the episode, and find it, what we got off the field, but I don't remember. I thought it was 30,000, but it had to have been more than that, because we already got one full trailer, and we already got 16,000 in this trailer, and it's not that much better. Watch out for that wooden fence there. Uncle Walter likes that wooden fence. So a couple of issues for me on Chambergo. Can't get course play to work here. And as we saw, if AI plants the field, I'll get weeds. If I plant the field, looks like I will not. And it's kind of weird. I kind of want weeds, but then again, of course, I don't. So, yeah, it's all for the scoring. So, canola, 46,000 liters is what we harvested, and we should get $33,000 for it when we sell it in December. So that's pretty good. So currently we got $60,000 come December/January just sitting there. And it's going to be better than that once we get that barley harvested and, of course, start making some flour, which, of course, makes more bread, so on and so forth. But one harvest of 3 done. And, yeah, I know I talked about buying a 4th field for this year, but I think financially, it's, you know, it's probably better off that we just kind of get through this year, get some more money in the bank account, and then expand and see what I want to do. Because I'm not quite sure how I want to do it with these fellas up here. Actually, no, let's do it like this. And we can visit. I said visit. Wait, how about if I go here and then do this? There we go, visit. Yes, I'm not sure on them taking the grass. Shouldn't they be taking it by the hour? So shouldn't that like fill back up? Because now they're down to 18 or 15,000 liters. Let me go to the top of the hour. Does it go back up to 30,000? How does this work? I never really paid that much attention to it. I just checked once and that's it. I think they must have more than 14,000 liters of grass in here. They must have. Yeah, so maybe a grass field is going to be what I'm going to need because, let's see, how many do we got in here now currently? 75. Oh, sorry. So we're half full. Oddly enough, I didn't know we actually had that many in here. I mean, I don't want to sell nothing because we want the influence of wool and milk coming on in. I mean, if I sold these goats here, because they are maxed out at 1,000, that would be all the milk because these are not old enough. They got like another 8 more months to go before they can even produce milk. Yeah, so maybe the grass field would be what I would have to do. So we got, like I said, I got the baler. The wrapper's 25,000. If I go with mowers, I mean, that grass field's not big. Maybe the best thing to do... I was thinking about getting like the batwing mower or something like that, but then I would have to windrow it. Or I can get maybe, I think the Elo could do windrowing, can it not? No, that cannot do windrowing. Well, I have to think about it a little bit more. Like I said, we'll see how the rest of the summer goes. But next time we'll be harvesting the barley, put that into the grain mill, start making flour. And then maybe we'll plant a fall crop in, so that way I'm not planting, at least I'll have a field done. The only thing is, as I've said before, by planting a crop in the fall, this gives it more chance to get some hail damage. Because I do have environmental damage turned on. But that you know, small things to deal with. Anyways, we're sitting at $82,000, which is still not too bad. And we're slowly paying off that loan. Speaking of, I know I checked to see if I could take out a loan, which I could. What do I owe? So the original 500,000, we're down to 315. I got 37 more payments, so I'm almost halfway through the payments on it. So not too bad. But anyways, that's what we're going to wrap up for today. If you made this far through the video and you haven't done so yet, hitting that thumbs up button helps out more than you know. Thumbs down button's there as well. And of course, if you're new here and you like this kind of content, you might want to think about hitting that subscribe notification bell so you don't miss out on more fun times like this. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Chambergo. But until then, have a good one.